Everybody, welcome. This is Euro Maestro. We are scoping live from Paris. We're on YouTube Live, and I'm doing a little test of a YouTube Live where I scheduled this ahead of time, and I want to see if that helps people know when I'm going live. I also want to test some of the features, so we'll see how that goes. With a little bit of luck, we'll have some, oops, where's my finger? We'll have some cards popping up here in a few minutes to give you some ideas of some other things that you might want to see. But let's walk around the streets of Paris. This is my neighborhood. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, but it is just starting to rain. So not much cooperation, but look at the beautiful, amazing blue color skies we have in the morning just before the sunrise. Literally amazing stuff. Thank you guys for the likes. I see you guys coming in now and the likes. So this is, I was just saying, is sort of a test. I'm testing out the scheduled YouTube Live. So I've done a few YouTube Lives, but I'm just starting to experiment. Good morning, Chris. Experiment with the scheduled ones. I tried them a long time ago, and there were a lot of problems, but I think I figured out the solution to most of those problems. With a little bit of luck, we'll get some information popping up on the screen over here on the upper right-hand corner right here at various times, which will point you to other YouTube videos that you might be interested in. But look at those amazing colors. One of the things I wanted to show you, this is my neighborhood. We have a lot of films shot in this neighborhood. So I thought a fun thing to do this morning before the sunrise is to show you guys some of the locations that have been used for films, and we'll see if you can figure out which film was shot there. Actually, most of the time there's been many films shot there, but I only know about one or two, so see if you get the ones that I know about. You can see the Sorbonne there in the distance, the observatory, and the amazing blue color skies. By the way, guys, this is the new YouTube Live, so the comments that you come up in the chat are now available on replay. So that wasn't the case before, but now on the replay you can, you'll see the live chat comments with a timestamp. So I think that's pretty cool. And of course, we have Super Chat enabled. What is Super Chat? Well, Super Chat's very simple. In the live chat, you have an option. There's a little $ symbol, and you can make a contribution to help support the channel. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It can be €1, it can be €2, it can be 10 euros. So it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but it does help contribute to the channel. Like I said, even €1. And you just pop in a credit card number, or I guess Google Pay has other options if you're already set up with Google. But let's go over to some of the neighborhoods. How is the video quality, by the way? How is the audio quality? So let me know in the comments. Whoa, I just hit a poubelle. So that's the rubbish bin, which just had its anniversary the other day. We had a lot of anniversaries in history this week, and one of them was the day that they implemented the requirements for these trash bins. So yeah, anytime in the comments you can let me know about the audio quality and the video quality. So this right here is a location that was used in a very famous film. See this hotel right here. It's actually, like I said, this has been used in multiple films, but I'm thinking of one film in particular, a Bertolucci film that some of you may have seen. It was shot here in Paris, right at this spot. Video and audio, nickel. Watching on TV, and it looks great. That's what I was hoping for. And the sun isn't quite out yet, but we'll try to get to a good spot when the sun actually comes up. But the lighting, you can see pre-sunrise, is pretty amazing. So anyways, it's a Bertolucci film. It's about an American, it's a coming-of-age film. It's about an American that visits Paris, and he meets this brother and sister who are cinephiles like him. They're all movie buffs, and they go to a lot of movies. And it's right at the time of the May '68 protests in Paris. So anybody have any ideas of what that film is called? I would recommend that film, and it was shot right here. But if you don't know, I'm just gonna tell you guys. But we'll give you 10 points for anybody that knows. All right, I don't see any guesses. So we're gonna walk over to the next movie spot. I'll give you guys a little chance to think about the film, and then I'll give you the answer in just a minute. Let you reflect on that. So this was the hard movie trivia question. The next one should be a little bit easier. I think some of you guys will know the answer right away. You don't know, all right. Sorry you don't know, it's okay. The film is called The Dreamers. The Dreamers. It's called Les Innocents in French, The Innocents in French, but the American title was called The Dreamers. And it's a pretty interesting film. It's a little risque, maybe. You might not want your young children to watch it, but it's a pretty interesting film in a lot of respects. Franco-Italian film. Now this next film, I might not have to give you any clues. You guys may recognize the film right away. It's raining! So this beautiful building you see here is the Pantheon. Very important in history. Very prominent during the French Revolution. A lot of famous people buried there. Marie Curie is buried there. Victor Hugo is buried there. So lots of famous French people have their tombs inside. So it's definitely worth a visit. So we're almost at this next site for the next trivia question. But aren't those colors amazing in the sky there? And you can see it's slowly getting lighter as we're getting closer and closer to the sunrise. Okay, there's a church, and that is going to be in the distance there. We'll get there eventually, and that will be the site of the next trivia question. It's a famous, very famous movie. I'm positive some of you have seen this film. So will you recognize the movie set scene or not? I'll tell you this. This particular scene is, or this particular site is used more than once in the film. It's used like quite a few times. Jack Girl 23 has an idea. We're not even close yet. We're at quite a distance. She has a pretty good guess, I think. Do you actually recognize this this scene? This location? Of course, there was no truck in the film in the way. You've been there. Ah, well, this is my neighborhood, and we'll see if other people recognize the scene as we get closer. It should become more and more recognizable. Gorgeous blue sky. Let's see if other people recognize this. Less than a year ago, in fact. Oh, I missed you. Now, does this look familiar? So in the film, some guy comes to these steps of this church right here. Comes to these steps. He sits on these steps, or stands on these steps at midnight. Big hint. Midnight every day. And it is, in fact, as Jack Girl said, midnight in Paris. So this, you don't recognize it. Did you see the film, Midnight in Paris? This is where the guy, if you watch the film, this is where he waits on these steps. Midnight every night, somebody comes and drives by. Gives him a nice ride. Love that movie. It's an awesome movie. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the film, you might want to watch it. It's definitely one of my favorite films. Midnight in Paris. And this is the spot. And this is, you know, like I said, very, very close to my apartment. And there's the Pantheon. It is a Woody Allen film. I should have mentioned that as a clue. It's a Woody Allen film, Midnight in Paris. And this is the spot right here. Quite a pretty church as it is. But I think we should walk down to the river and try to catch some sunset. What do you guys think? I think that would be fun. Which way should we go? So many options. Let's go this way, because I usually go the other way. Just to mix it up a little. Well, I hear the crows. Yes, but you didn't remember this. Ah, okay, well, at least you saw the film. Well, if you ever rewatch the film, you may want to. You stayed not far from there last April, May. So you were in my neighborhood. Awesome. Look at these narrow cobblestone streets alongside the church. You can see why this area is great for filmmaking. Because we only have a few areas left in Paris with these narrow, meandering streets. And this is one of them. The medieval streets. Because in the 19th century, we had an emperor, not Napoleon, or at least not the Napoleon you're thinking of, but Napoleon III. He was the second emperor, and he decided, or actually his baron decided, the Baron Haussmann, decided to remodel Paris. And he raised most of Paris, like 70% of Paris, whoop, just brought down to bring in modernity. And he created wide avenues. So instead of like these medieval streets, which are narrow and winding, he has wide avenues which are very straight and very modern. So we have a little bit of both in Paris. Brian Wong, good morning. Ali, good to see you. We're walking around Paris. If you missed the beginning, you might want to check out the replay. We visited two famous movie locations, film locations in Paris. One for the Bertolucci film, The Dreamers, and the other, the Woody Allen film, Midnight in Paris. But you can see the beautiful blue skies as we walk around historic Paris. By the way, I'm just curious, especially Chris or anybody that's been here a long time. Cool, just finished Versailles on Netflix. Ooh, awesome. I'm gonna start doing my own Versailles show very soon. I went to Versailles last week. Yes, the narrow streets are very Parisian. Yes, that is true. So I'm gonna start doing a lot of shots from Versailles. I went there last week, or I guess this week. Earlier this week I went there, and they gave me all kinds of crazy access that I've never had before to parts of the palace that are not open to the public. And I think they're gonna let me film there, and maybe even bring guests to these special locations and have special guided tours. So if you're interested in more in-depth information about Versailles, if you're in Paris, I can arrange a guided tour with a historian. It would be pretty special, I think. I took one myself the other day, and I learned so much. I was surprised how much there was to learn. Very cool. Yeah, that's going to be cool, I think. What's the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, yeah. So for the people that have been in this broadcast for a while, I'm testing some new things. So I'm wondering, did you see little cards pop up here in the upper right-hand corner? There should have been little cards popping up from time to time in the very early part of the broadcast, the first 5 minutes. Some cards would pop up saying to watch different things. Brian Wong says that would be great. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. And a new thing on YouTube Live. We didn't have it before, but we have it now. When you watch the video on replay, you will see your comments. So before, the live comments did not show in the replay. Now you can watch or you can see the live comments in the replay. So they did a really nice job, I think. It's on the side. Oh, you didn't see any cards. Oh, so maybe it didn't work. Or maybe the cards only work on replay. We'll have to see how that works. That was a test. It was the first time I put cards in a live broadcast. You've seen cards. Yeah, I always have. I've been putting cards on the replays recently, but this is the first time I've tried it in a live broadcast ahead of time. So it may not work. The cards might only work on replay. I'm not sure. Which way should we go? I think we'll go this way, actually. So I can show you the Collège de France. So the Collège de France is France's most, how should I put it? It is its most highly acclaimed university. It's where the top lecturers meet. It's really the most advanced, cutting-edge subjects are discussed. It's a very interesting Collège de France. There is no tuition, so it's totally free. And even though it has the best professors, the best lecturers, there are no admission requirements. No admission requirements. So literally anybody and everybody can go. There's the Pantheon, by the way. There is the Pantheon. Very smooth. You must have your stabilizer. And Chris is correct. I do have my stabilizer. The one thing with YouTube Live, if you're not using a stabilizer, it is very shaky. It is very, very sensitive. So anyway, so it's cool. Anybody can go. There's no requirements at all. Absolutely open to anybody, regardless of their situation. Now, you do not get any, there's no credits given. You don't get a diploma or anything like that. But you do get a lot of great information. I don't know if they have any type of certificates. So you go there, it really strictly for learning. It's not for degrees or accreditation, but it's for keeping up on the latest and greatest. And they have some very famous lecturers sometimes, and so sometimes it's so crowded that the halls where the lecturer is speaking is completely filled. So then they have overflow rooms where you can watch the lecture on video. So this is it right here, the Collège de France. Most of French universities, up until this next year, have always operated on the basis of no pre-selection. Education for the sake of knowledge. Yes, that's right, Ann Walter. Meaning that anybody could go. You had to have what's called the baccalaureate, which is sort of like a high school diploma on steroids, shall we say. So you had to have that. But other than that, there wasn't really any requirements. And we have a free university system. But the problem they found is that a lot of students go into university and they don't make it through the first year, or they don't make it to the second year. So now they're starting, they've proposed a new system that was just challenged in our constitutional courts and was upheld by our constitutional committee, which is they're going to have some selection at some universities now. So how big are the classes? It depends. It depends on the subjects you're going. Now there are some schools where there is a selection, mainly the like the medical schools and things like that. But the regular universities tend not to. But that may change slightly this next year. Like how many students per class? It's really difficult to say. I mean, it depends on the subject and the level, which school you're talking about. Some of the classes can be pretty big. Some are not so big. So actually, you know what we'll do sometime? Because this is the Sorbonne right here. So this is the second oldest university, the Sorbonne. It is older than Oxford and Cambridge. I will try to get in there sometime and film some of the classrooms. Maybe not during the lectures, unless I get permission from the professor. And you can see, but you know, you can have like 100 people or 150 people in a classroom at university. Not at high school, of course. High school classes are much smaller, but in university. And look at that. Over there, we have a medieval museum. So I have filmed this before. I have to put that up on YouTube. Actually, this will make a great YouTube. Sorbonne is always mentioned. Yeah, it's really, really famous. So it's one of the, well, because it's one of the oldest universities, like I said, the second oldest. Paris was sort of a center of learning for Europe, and it's often referenced as synonymous with intelligence or knowledge or something like that. Here we have a museum that is dedicated to the Middle Ages. You went to the Medieval Museum too. Yeah, this is a really good one. It's called Cluny. We also have Roman baths here on the other side of the building. So it's a great tour. And you know what's cool is a lot of people don't make it to this one. And it's a shame because it's not a very long tour, but it's very interesting, and I would recommend it. Like I said, I've done periscopes there. I don't think I've done a YouTube yet, so that's going to be a future YouTube video from here. By the way, if you want to support this channel, you can do that really easily. You don't even have to go to PayPal. You can do it right in YouTube Live, because there is a thing called Super Chat. So I think it's right in your live chat options here. You'll see like a little $ symbol. So if you click on that, you liked it a lot? Yeah, it's good. If you click on that, you can contribute €1, €2, €5, €10, any amount you want. No amount is too small. So I think they start at €1. And I would certainly appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot. And I will give you a big shout out if you do that. And also I get to test it because they've made some changes to Super Chat recently. So I want to see how those work out. So if anybody wants to help test Super Chat, you can do it for as little as €1. And there's no upper limit. Well, I think there is probably an upper limit, but I think the upper limit is very high. I think it's €500 or something. I don't even think PewDiePie gets €500 Super Chats, but he definitely gets 50 and 100s. I've seen those. Well, I've seen the 50s. I'm not sure if I've seen the 100s. But it wouldn't surprise me. So this rainy day, I'm out in the rain. I can use if anybody gives a Super Chat, I'll use it to buy an umbrella. And, oh, by the way, I should also mention, right in this building, I think they still have it. At least they had it for a while. I think they still have it. They have these very cool apartments inside a building. It's like, hard to explain it. It's like a, I forgot the name for it, but it's like these Finnish special hotels. It's like all wooden. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of charm. All right, so there you go. We made it to where we need to go. Chris is here. Here we have the scooters, the electric scooters that are on the share. The sun should be coming up soon. I have to check the exact sunset time. So over here, oh, they must be doing some construction because it's boarded up. It's not usually boarded up. Oh yeah, they're definitely doing some major renovation here. But here we have some ruins left over from the Roman times. Particularly a Roman bath. So we have a few Roman vestiges of Roman architecture here. So you have the Roman baths, okay, and we also have in another section we have an amphitheater, like a Colosseum, that we didn't even know about until they did some excavation and they discovered it. And so there's vestiges of a Roman Colosseum, an arena, les arènes as we call them in French. And here's an entrance to the Roman baths. So you can check that out. And there we go! We have a Super Chat from Ali, €5 or $5. Thank you, Ali, so much for that. So I did want to test that. So hopefully it's a successful test. You can see it in colors, and they give different colors based on the amounts. So Ali, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's a nice test of the Super Chat. Also, I am very close, even though I've been on YouTube I think for 8 years now. So I'm like OG YouTuber, but I never really used it until last year. last January is the first time I really started just putting up some videos, not very many as a matter of fact, but that was my first little attempt. First time I tried monetization, and I got 1 cent in a whole month. My first month, January 2017, I got 1 whole cent for the whole month, and I was so happy because it was still nice. It was just the thought. And what's interesting about it is, thank you for scoping. Oh, I'm glad to do it. What's interesting about it was, you know, you have to get to $100 before they even give any payouts. So I've never reached it to the payout level yet, even though I've been monetizing now for how many? 15 months? And of course, other YouTubers are making millions. Making millions. Yeah, it was 1 cent the first month. But now it's starting to trickle in a few cents here and there. I still have never hit the payout threshold, but I am about to hit the payout threshold. So I will hit it, I think, maybe this month, especially now with Allie. That $5 helped out a lot, actually. I may hit it this month. I should probably hit it, if I don't hit it this month, next month, right? So this is, what month is this? This is March. I might hit it April. And if I don't hit it next month, definitely I would say the month after that. So sometime within the next 3 or 4 months, I will get my very first payout on YouTube. So that'll be kind of fun and exciting. So this neighborhood here has the cobblestone streets that we talked about. The narrow streets, mostly pedestrian, as you can see. You can see it's getting lighter and lighter. But we lost the beautiful blue sky. It's actually a little prettier, I think, just before the sunrise. Although the sunrise is pretty nice too. But I think we should hop on a bus and give you guys a little idea what it looks like taking a bus around Paris. Allie, basically you paid for the bus. Thank you. Gorgeous cobblestone, isn't it? It's really nice. As a matter of fact, one of my fans or followers is coming to Paris tomorrow, and she is staying in this neighborhood. So I don't know if she's watching right now. I didn't see her in the comments. Some of you may know her, Robin. So she's going to be 1 week in Paris, and she is staying in this neighborhood, and I think we're going to meet up. So that'll be fun, because we've known each other through Periscope for a long time now. At least 2 years, maybe 3 years. But this is the first time we'll be meeting. And I got her a SIM card. I got Chris a SIM card before, because I get pretty good deals on the SIM card where you can get a lot of data. And yeah, it's Robin. And she's staying right in this neighborhood. Now, what's interesting about this neighborhood is a lot of things. First of all, I live nearby. That's one attraction. But Notre Dame is nearby. The Sainte-Chapelle is nearby. And when I say nearby, I mean like super nearby, like hundreds of meters away. So very, very close. The Sainte-Chapelle is here. The Cluny, the Medieval Museum, is here. What else? So many things right here. The Conciergerie, the prison with Marie Antoinette, is right here. And yeah, Notre Dame is here. Shakespeare and Company is here. And the other thing that's, oh, the Place Saint-Michel is right there. And the I think she's one of the originals. It's been, I don't know the exact time she started, but it's been a long time, we'll say that. What's the other thing? Oh, Dominique, the cabaret singer, the piano bar singer that I've scoped a few times, her business, or her piano bar, is right down this street. Literally right around the corner from where Robin is going to be staying. And it's got cool bookstores. So it's really a very good location. She found it herself, and she found it on Airbnb. So you can definitely find some really good I mean, she asked me some advice about area, so I definitely recommended this area. But she found the place. And she was gonna stay some other neighborhood, and I was like, don't stay in that neighborhood. When you can stay in this neighborhood, you have Saint-Germain-des-Prés is just a few hundred meters away. So you have a lot of cool things in this neighborhood. Yeah, everything is amazingly close. And you know what also this area has, which is nice when it's not raining, is you have these two restaurants right here. And what's nice about these two cafes is they are open 24 hours a day. So if she's out late at night touring Paris and she gets hungry at 3 a.m. or maybe she just wants a coffee or whatever, all you got to do is come right here. And this place, you have outside dining, of course, open 24/7. Place never closes. And let me show you how close Notre Dame is. In case you think I was kidding, there's Notre Dame. So she can walk to Notre Dame. She can walk to the conciergerie. That's the conciergerie behind that building there. You have the river, of course, right here. You have the Place Saint-Michel. Whoops. You have the Place Saint-Michel. And you also have all these amazing, there's in this section over here, great walking around, all kinds of restaurants and shops that are really nice. So you have a lot of options. A lot of options. All right. So I showed you guys before how this works with the buses. So our bus, this is a bus stand here. It's nice when it's raining because you got some shelter, and it tells you all the buses and how many minutes away they are. So there's a bus in 6 minutes. Yes, you have the Seine as well. So you can see why this is a good area. I mean, just walking along the river is really nice when it's not raining. Even when it's raining, some people like to walk in the rain. But it's really pretty. And at nighttime, it's lit up very specially. So that's pretty cool. Woo. So this YouTube live stream is brought to you by Allie. Allie G, who was kind enough to contribute to the super chat system and basically sponsored this particular broadcast and helped the channel out. So I appreciate that. And if anybody else wants to join in, feel free. There you have the Place Saint-Michel. So if you see there's a statue, let me zoom in maybe. There's a statue of St. Michael's there. You love the sound of the rain. Yes, the sound of the rain is pretty nice. Let's zoom in. There, can you see it? Whoops. There's St. Michael fighting the dragons. Fighting the dragons. One thing about YouTube is usually the quality on the video is really good. So it allows me to do these zooms and not lose too much detail. You should try this area next time you visit. Chris. Yeah, of course you should try this area. Just walking along the river here is awesome. And there's great bookshops. There's great nightlife. So we're gonna catch a bus here. There's gonna be a bus in 4 minutes. So we'll hop on the bus. Hopefully we'll get a nice, if we're lucky, get a nice window seat. And you can see what it's like driving around in the rain in Paris. And we'll go over to the Louvre. It is Saturday in Paris. A cloudy Saturday. I'm waiting to do a sunrise, like a real sunrise video. So what's on the agenda for today? I'm not really sure. It looks like I could just step into the scene and be there. Exactly. That would be awesome, Anne, if you did that. I tell you, I really wish I would get the audience sizes I get on Periscope on YouTube. I would be so happy because we have a great community on Periscope, and it would be great if some of them, most of them, would come over here. I really don't know why people don't come over to YouTube. It's Saturday in the States and in Canada as well. That's true, I guess, except for maybe the West Coast, not quite there yet. Be right back. I'm going to share. Awesome! Allie, thanks for sharing. So if you're just joining, I see some new people joining. Thanks for joining. My name is Euro Maestro. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, and we are walking around Paris in the rain. We are close to Notre Dame. And we're about to get on a bus and go over to the Louvre. To begin daylight savings time tonight. No, not tonight. I think it's at the end of the month. So I think it's in 2 weeks, I think. 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not really sure. Maybe a week, I'm not sure. But definitely not tonight. So I think they're starting it in the States. So Europe and the United States used to do summertime or daylight savings time, at the same time, on the same day, and ended it on the same day. And then the United States decided to change that. And they start it now earlier than they used to, and they end it later than they used to. Basically, the energy companies wanted more daylight saving times because people use more energy, which is kind of ironic. March 25th in Paris, Chris looked it up. So there you go. So I guess it's 2 weeks difference. So basically, all of Europe that participates in summertime will be doing it on the same day. It's kind of fun because usually people think of Paris as 6 hours ahead of New York. But for a couple of weeks, it'll be 5 hours ahead. Florida might keep daylight savings time all year round. That's been tried in the past. It didn't go over very well in the past. So the U.S. did it in the 1970s, where they went to year-round, and it's been tried in war times. And then they've even tried double summertime, where instead of going 1 hour ahead of time, they went 2 hours ahead of time. Let's get on the bus. Bonjour, monsieur. Alright, let's get a window seat. Luckily the bus is mostly empty. And off we go at the speed of bus. is not very fast. But you get a little sense of the Parisian traffic. Привет, здравствуйте, как вы поживаете? Sunday morning here, the sunrise is at 7:30 a.m. It's supposed to be clear. Still too early for you. Yeah, my biggest problem is that I've been starting to do these sunrise scopes from about 2 weeks ago, and it's been raining basically every day, except for 2 days where I wasn't prepared, unfortunately. But one of these days, we're gonna get that beautiful sunset. So here's a really pretty building. One of these mornings you'll cut, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a Ford sign. That's unusual. That's definitely unusual. This is the riverside we're looking at now. In it. Are you guys back yet? Yay! How long were you guys out for? We're gonna get off here, I think. Okay, so we're off of the bus. This is the Louvre. Look at that, the bus stops right in the Louvre. So I don't know how much you saw, but we went through those arches. We crossed the bridge. Oh, just a few seconds. Okay, good. I was worried. I was like, oh no. But that's one good thing about YouTube Live is when it breaks up, it does come back usually, and usually without suffering quality, so that's good. You saw the Ford sign too. Yeah, it was a little unusual. So that's the Pyramid of the Louvre. The Louvre is not open yet. But your phone is dying. Oh no. But look at this, guys. Look what's right next to the Louvre. Some of you might not realize that. But right next to it is this cafe. And we're gonna walk in. So you can get something to drink here, or you can get a little snack to eat. And look at the ceiling. Look at this entrance to this cafe. You can see it's a really tall entrance. And you get a very nice perspective. And you can go right to the pyramid afterwards. Or maybe stop here. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's cut through here. Hopefully they don't mind. You can watch on the TV, yeah. So some people have been telling me they've been watching on TV, and apparently it's pretty nice. Very nice. Oh, I didn't know you there. I didn't know there was an upstairs. There's an inside if you don't want to eat on the outside. And let's see, find out what time they open. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Vous ouvrez pour le petit-déj ou c'est juste pour déjeuner?
Pas encore.
À partir de quelle heure?
8 heures.
8 heures?
Oui.
Ok, d'accord. So they open at 8 o'clock. So I don't know what time it is. It's too early though. But anyways, we walk through it. It's pretty nice. And what do we have over here? The pyramid, which is the entrance, the main entrance to the Louvre. One of a few entrances. I usually don't take that entrance only because usually there's a very long queue. And then they have a little private entrance here for certain people. But let's go take a look. Even though the Louvre isn't open, we can still look inside, which is what we're going to do right now. You feel like I'm there, but on TV. Yes! Well, wait till you see this. When we come around the corner, we can take a little peek. And chat at the same time, yeah. Look at that. This is just like being there. So that's the internal courtyard here at the Louvre. One of them. One of many. Hopefully it's a nice clear picture. Let's do a little zoom. And we see a couple of the floors here. There's five levels. And let's go over to the other side. Walk on through to the other side. Picture is awesome. Yay! That's what we like to hear. Well, like I said, I really have to thank Allie and all of you guys for your support. A lot of people have contributed in the past, like Chris and many others, through PayPal, which is also awesome. And Allie today on the Super Chat. The TV is so much better. Is it really? I've never seen these on TV. I should watch them on TV. And so this is another courtyard over here on the other side. So, there you go. Also, I think it's nice with the stabilizer. Makes the image nice and smooth for the most part. Been on TV the entire time and it looks so good and knows how to do it. So anyways, I was thinking of doing these YouTube lives more often. What do you guys think? I mean, we don't have a big audience yet on YouTube Live. but maybe it would be worth it giving it a try. Obviously, contributions to the channel make it possible, so always appreciate that. And now we're exiting the Louvre, and look at that, we got more wonderful stuff. You have your theater sound system. Oh, nice. It's great, but you just need a bigger... I need a bigger audience. I do. That's the main key. If I had the same sized audience on YouTube that I had in Periscope, I would be all set. But hopefully we'll get there one day. I think when people come over, they're pretty surprised when they see the high video quality. Then they become a believer. So we have the Conseil d'État here. We have the Comédie Française to my left and your left. That has the Comédie Française is where they put on theatrical productions, which they've been doing here for centuries. Did you scope already? I have not scoped on Periscope today. How to get Periscope audience to go to YouTube. That's what I've been trying to figure out. I have no idea. I really don't know why more people don't come, because it doesn't cost any money and the image quality is so good. It's very confusing to me. Euro, I used to watch your scopes on Periscope. I like your YouTube scopes better. There you go, Brian. Somehow we need to get the word out. And I do like the YouTube model for paying content providers, because it comes through ads. So people don't even have to contribute just by watching. You get some ad revenue, which is nice. It's not a lot of money, but it's a little bit. And so that's awesome. Now what do we have here? Look at this. So unfortunately, this is closed right now because it's too early. Hey Euro, this is Melanie. I like it too. Well, thank you, Melanie. That's good to know. I'm glad you guys like it. So these columns were added relatively recently, and they were very controversial. Some people love them and they think it's great, and some people hate them because they feel it's too much of a clash with the historical architecture. So people hate it and love it for the same reason. They love it for the contrast, or they hate it because of the contrast. And you can, I don't know if you can tell, but these columns are all different heights. Some are very high, some are very low, and everything in between. People stand on them, take photos, have a jolly good time. So that looks through the gate, and if you go down this way, you get these beautiful colonnade with all kinds of shops along the way. Very nice. So I see some new people joining. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way. Really appreciate you guys hitting the like button. Thanks for all the comments. Again, if anybody wants to contribute to the channel, you can hit the super chat button. So there's a little button there in the live chat, has a little $sign, and you can contribute €1. You can contribute €2, €5, €10, any amount you want, basically, starting from, I think, $1 up or €1 up, and that's awesome. And you can just connect it with you can pay with a credit card or debit card or Google Pay if you have Google Pay. And it's fast and easy, and Ali's already done it. So we're already up to €4 on this broadcast. So this is the Comédie Française. Here. Some pretty cool statues. There you go. Ali says it's so easy. Give it a try, guys. €1, the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, not in Paris, but maybe where you live. Less than the cost of a cup of coffee is all it takes. So, I think, guys, don't forget, you can take screenshots. Here we are at the Comédie Française. All right. Should we continue? Or should we take a break? We've been broadcasting for an hour now. Walking around in the rain with no umbrella. Oh, look at the bus, by the way. You see how they have the bus extended with articulation there? That's pretty cool. Some of you guys may recognize this next place at the end of this avenue. I believe, or I've been told, this is the only avenue in Paris that doesn't have trees. So the avenues usually are lined with trees, and this avenue does not have trees. I'm assuming it had trees at one point. So this avenue is named after the famous building at the end of the street there. Does anybody recognize what that building might be? The building has a very famous phantom that lives there. A little underground lake at the bottom of the building, and a phantom who sits in one of the chairs. It is, of course, the Opera House, as Ali says, and it's the Phantom of the Opera. So if you're familiar with the movie, maybe you're familiar with the Broadway play, it is the Opera House. You're familiar with the novel from the early 20th century. Yeah, it's the Opera Garnier there in the distance. So that story is inspired based on true, real, historical events that took place in that opera house right there. So that's all based on that opera house. So, pretty interesting. All right. Well, I think we're going to end this broadcast here. Thank you guys so much. Looks very nice on the iPad Pro. Oh, thank you, Mark Hoffman. That's I really wanted to know from you guys what you thought of the video quality, audio quality. Looks like it's pretty good. We'll probably do more of these if if I find that, you know, people like these type of videos and to come here, we'll do more of these. And obviously the contributions help. So you can also, if you don't like to do it on the super chat, you can also do PayPal contributions at paypal.me/Euro Maestro. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Allie, of course. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Next time, maybe we will do the Opera House. Oh, have I done the Opera House on YouTube Live? Yeah, I think I have. We definitely need to do the Opera House on YouTube Live, though, because it's so pretty. There's so much details on the inside. So showing that live, I think, will be amazing. And I'm going to try to do more of these scheduled broadcast lives where you know the time ahead of time. So you can know like 12 hours or even a day ahead of time what time I'm going to be filming. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can look down at the scheduled lives and you can know ahead of time when I'm going to do a video. I'll try to do it around your times yes, you do. If I can know, if I can figure out what time you guys are going to be around, I'll work around your schedule. You used to do Super Hearts, but it didn't work. Oh, interesting. It should work. But Super Chat should definitely work because Allie just did it. And PayPal always works. You tried to use Super Chat. It should work now. If it didn't work in the past, I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much. And can I get a bus here? Oh, look at this. I can get a bus and go right back in 2 minutes. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.